Hey, what's up guys? So today I'm gonna talk about my Incinerate TOTEM character. Many people have been asking about this character, and in particular, why use Incinerate if you have Flame Totem? And here's a couple reasons. It is not a big difference, for the most part. However, it does play better into my playstyle, personally. So, here are the main differences. Incinerate, as you can see, is 147 to 220 damage at level 20. And then Flame Totem, you can see, is 112 to 168. So about 35-40% difference. However, as you might point out, we are forced into using Spell Totem, which reduces our damage by 34 currently. It goes down to 30. And then Spell Totem, spells cast by the Totem have 30% less cast speed, right? So, it doesn't quite even out, but kind of. If you include the fact that Flame Totem has 25% effectiveness, and Incinerate has 30% effectiveness. So, other core differences. With Flame Totem, you will be going crit. You can't really get a lot of crit with Flame Totem. You can get Shamanistic Dominion, you can get Arcane Potency, you can get Doomcast, and Assassination. Some people go for power charges. I think a good Flame Totem build doesn't necessarily get power charges, but hey, if you're crazy, you can do it. I don't think it's going to benefit your build in particular, and it's definitely not going to benefit your clear speed. So these, you can see that these are quite a bit of points, right? The crit. We don't have to go crit with Incinerate because Incinerate has multiple stages. At stage 3, it deals 200% more damage, right? So, one sec. It deals 200% more damage, which is on everything we cast, not like Flame Totem on just the crits. And if you get over 40% crit chance, I would imagine that's quite a big success with Flame Totem. And you have to attach things like crit multi to get like over 300, 350 multiplier, and crit chance would also be included. So you can see that the links are quite similar. Also, a big difference is that Incinerate's mana cost is pretty much non-existent. I mean, it's 25 for a totem. With Flame Totem, I would imagine it's quite a bit more. I actually never looked at the number. We can see it over here that the mana cost at level 20 is 42. Which doesn't get multiplied by the Spell Totem, but it does get multiplied with everything else, so I would imagine, you know, with a faster projectiles, faster casting, some crit damage, which is like a 140% multiplier, with Fireprint 140% multiplier, that would probably make for about 100, so you can already see that we would not be able to do that because, well, yeah. Our mana is limited, so we'd have to get invested either into Eldritch Battery, MOM, or possibly into some mana nodes. I don't quite know what the solution for Flame Totem is, but I would imagine something like that. So, what do all these nodes give us? Well, they give us either more survivability, we can get more damage by getting more cast speed, which is insane on Incinerate. We all know that Incinerate, you have to get to those late stages as fast as possible. But everything that I'm saying is basically, you know, what do I prefer? Do I prefer to be a little bit more consistent, stuff like that? The biggest difference for me is the fact that with Incinerate, with quality, you get more projectile speed. So you can see on a 20 quality gem, I have 40% projectile speed, which in my opinion is pretty amazing. It pretty much makes it so that we don't have to use a faster projectiles if we have a wand with projectile speed. I am still using one because the more projectile speed you have, the less you have to replace your totems. And every time you replace your totem, it resets the stages, so you deal less damage. But still comparably to Flame Totem at stage 1, right? And then, what was the other big thing? Oh yeah, and then if you look at Spell Totem, the quality on Spell Totem has been changed in 2.0, and it is 20% increased totem placement speed, which is also amazing for clear speed. Another big thing with Incinerate, which pretty much made me think about using this, is the fact that we can use Rain of Splinters, which gives us 2 additional projectiles, and the roll is 30 to 50 reduced, not less, reduced damage, which is not even noticeable, right? but we get 2 additional projectiles, which results in a big AoE. With this amount of projectile speed, it results in a big AoE, which is also a lot higher clear speed. With Flame Totem, we cannot do this. A Rain of Splinters is not efficient. You can only get 2 projectiles. It's very narrow, right? It's like comparing, I don't know, Glacial Cascade with Flame Surge or something like that. So, the biggest reason is clear speed. However, like I said before, because we don't get those crit nodes, we have access to more things on the skill tree without being forced into scaling our damage too much. You can see that I'm traveling quite a bit. This build gets about 200% life, or even 220 if you go crazy on the survivability. It is a hybrid build. We get ES nodes instead of traveling through here. We will be picking up Arcane Focus. You can't see that I have too much ES right now because my gear is total garbage, as you can see over here. I don't even have cap resist yet. I've been just farming aqueducts because I want to get to level 82 with this character. Right? So we're not limited by any of that stuff. Our survivability overall will always be higher than on a flame totem. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now a little bit more about the skill tree maybe. Like I said, it's a hybrid build. We travel through the ES nodes. I opted in for that because practical applications is not very practical. It doesn't give us anything in particular that benefits our totems. So, in essence, we get 50% ES, about 50, I'm not quite sure how much this is. Yeah, about 50. And then some flat and some mana regeneration for 5 nodes. As opposite to like 3 nodes that give us nothing. So it's like 2 nodes for 50 ES. I mean, in my opinion, that's pretty good. And access to Arcane Focus is amazing as well. We travel around here because we can pick up melding, and we spend one more point to travel over here because, again, life ES is incredibly efficient for us. So something like Written in Blood is a 4% life efficiency node, plus all the ES that we get on top of it. And yeah, you can see that we circle over here and pick up Sniper. In the later stages of the build, I might travel up to Cruel Preparation, pick up Heart of Flame. Nimbleness is something that I definitely want to get, because again, cast speed, reaching those later stages is very crucial. There's more life over here, we can travel to Purity of Flesh and all these things. And yeah, honestly that's pretty much it. This is just the first diary. I'll show you some gameplay. And yeah, hope this was helpful. Another thing, yeah, that the amount of mana that we have is like the thing that's amazing is the fact that we get Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice, and Discipline Aura. This is without any aura nodes. This is 90% reservation, so you can see that we still have 113 mana, and it's more than enough to cast multiple totems. I don't have anything on BM. And yeah, I can still continue to cast Flammability without having any mana problems, pretty much. Whoa, why don't they target them? That's a crazy bug. The other cool thing is that we do get cast speed, like I said before. So something like Flame Dash becomes a lot more efficient because with Flame Totem you can't really get cast speed, right? So the mobility is insane. You can see that the gameplay is pretty similar. We do have a bigger spread, so placing your totem is a little bit more important than on Flame Totem, in my opinion, because if you place them in the, well, in both cases, if you place them in the middle of the pack, it's not going to kill anything fast enough at all. But yeah, in general, because of the huge projectile speed, we can just, you know, leave some totems behind. You can see that they're charging up, they're taking care of business. And again, this is with very budget gear, pretty much only self-found gear. And yeah, you just keep replacing the totems, and they're clearing nicely. I'm only clearing this zone because, again, this is a demonstration. It's not really to show off how amazing the build is. I'll try and do a little bit more precise around the time when I'm gonna be done with the character, which is about 82. And yeah, for now you can see that it's very cool because the AoE reaches all mobs. It does hit the rares, and then once it reaches stage 2, which is approximately about like half a second in, you can see by the difference in the color of the totem. Yeah, it does a boatload of damage, right? And again, paired up with the Flame Dash, I keep saying it again, but again, paired up with the Flame Dash, it makes for really good survivability. You can leave your totems behind, you know, continue to the next pack, And you can see that everything behind is dead. You can keep watching your EXP bar and stuff like that. I managed to get about, I've been AFK for a while, so I managed to get about 130, 135 mil EXP in Aqueducts. That was at around level 70, which is pretty great in my opinion. I mean, yeah. You can get to 160 with like certain builds, but even 140 is quite a nice number. So the build definitely clears well, at least for now. But honestly, when it comes to Incinerate, the scaling really kicks in when your gem reaches the higher stages, and you continue to improve your character with more and more cast speed, right? So getting cast speed here, getting cast speed on rings and amulets and all that. Alright, I keep repeating myself. Hope this was helpful. Hope this answered the never-ending question of why do you play Incinerate instead of Flame Totem? Well, this is the reason why. It suits better for my playstyle, in my opinion. End game, it will be better clear speed. This is yet to be tested. But there you go. There's my logic behind it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope to see you guys on the next diary or another video in general. The race season has started, so I'm uploading a lot of that. If you want to learn how to speed level fast and all that kind of stuff, keep tuning into the YouTube channel or to the stream. We do races regularly, as pretty much as long as they happen, we do them. And yeah, you can expect a guide out of this character, like a big guide out of this character once I reach 82 or 85. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be playing it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the challenges on it or what. But yeah, there's going to be a second video, hopefully with a little bit more end game type of gameplay, because we all know Merciless Aqueducts is just a little bit of fun. Alright, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!